Good evening. I'm Savannah Guthrie in tonight for Brian. It's been more than 2 weeks since the U.S. ambassador to Libya and 3 other Americans were killed at the U.S. Consulate in Benghazi. Tonight, a rare reversal. Intelligence officials acknowledge they originally got it wrong. Patience is starting to wear thin with the pace of the investigation and shifting explanations from the administration. Tonight, members of Congress from both parties are demanding answers. And on the ground in Libya, the American officials sent to piece this case together can't even get to the scene of the attack. We begin tonight with our justice correspondent, Pete Williams, in Washington. Pete, good evening.
Savannah, it is a highly unusual statement. The nation's top intelligence official admitting today that the first claims by the U.S. that the attack was spontaneous were wrong, but getting answers to exactly what did happen has not been easy. The U.S. understanding of what happened in Libya, says a spokesman for the Director of National Intelligence, continues to evolve. Tonight, the DNI says, quote, "We revised our initial assessment to reflect new information." The intelligence community now believes it was a deliberate and organized attack. Some of those involved, it says, were linked to groups affiliated with or sympathetic to al-Qaeda. But it's still unknown whether any single person or group was in charge of the attack. It's a big change from the administration's original claim of a copycat demonstration that spun out of control.
What happened in Benghazi was, in fact, initially a spontaneous reaction to what had just transpired hours before in Cairo.
Mitt Romney said today it raises questions about how those first statements could be so wrong.
There was a great deal of confusion about that from the very beginning on the part of the administration, and whether that was something they were trying to paper over, or whether it was instead just confusion given uncertain intelligence reports, time will tell.
Intelligence officials tonight say they offered their honest assessment at the time and warned that the information was preliminary. Republicans note that even the Democrat who's chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, John Kerry, wants more answers, co-signing a bipartisan letter asking the State Department for further details. But he told NBC's Andrea Mitchell today it should not be a partisan issue.
The Republicans are working overtime to try to exploit a very normal, run-of-the-course administrative letter that we agreed to on a bipartisan basis in our committee, simply to get some additional questions put in front of the State Department.
Republicans also question how good the investigation can be when security concerns have prevented an FBI team from getting to the crime scene, having to work instead from Libya's capital city of Tripoli, 400 miles away. An FBI official says tonight that while getting to Benghazi would have some value, it's limited. It's more important, he says, to question people in Libya thought to know about the attack, and that process, he says, is yielding valuable information. One other note, Peter King, the New York Republican who's chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, said tonight Ambassador Susan Rice should resign because of her misleading statements. Savannah?
All right, Pete Williams starting us off in Washington.